I slept in that morning and I woke up, and usually we park our cars in the garage, but the kids were playing and everything in the garage, so we parked our cars in the driveway. So what ended up happening is I woke up and both my vehicles were gone. And I looked over at my wife, I was like, where's our cars? So our vehicles were actually locked, but our door was not shut all the way, and our keys were hanging up in the breezeway. So they were able to get in through the breezeway, steal 2 vehicles of mine, about $50,000 worth of vehicles. After, I'd say, 4 days, we actually were out looking, and we ended up finding the Nissan Rogue. It just happened to drive right out in front of us while we were out looking. So we followed it as we called the police. They pulled into an apartment. So we waited where we could still see the vehicle, but we were at a safe distance away for the police to get there. And by that time, they had already ran in the apartment and didn't come out. So the cops towed this one back, and I got this one. Minimal damage, I'd say. The worst was, the alcohol and the drugs, and just spilled and smell everywhere. And then the harder one was trying to find the Nissan Pathfinder. That one, I ended up figuring out, my insurance company has one of those trackers. That one ended up making it to Chicago. And while I was in Chicago, somebody got shot in it, so they ended up totaling that vehicle.
Walked around my car and he had his telephone out, because I'm the only one that's got a key. It's a keyless entry to the car, and he did something on his phone and he made entry into my car. And after he had made entry into my car, he did something under the seat with his phone, and he was able to start my car up, which was unbelievable as far as I was concerned. I thought I was completely safe by being the only owner of this key right here, and to have someone come in there and steal my car like that, it was unreal. He stole it that morning, and that night they had apprehended him, because I got on the phone right away, and they tracked him down. They was using my ID. I had my ID in my car, and they was going to different stores and charging things to my credit card, so they tracked them down through that.
Well, it was not something I expected. I was setting up for a normal night on a weekend to vend, and I was unloading everything into my cart from the truck. Got done, got in the truck to go back up and park the truck in the spot that I reserved. Realized I forgot something. Jumped out of the truck, grabbed it, turned around to walk to the cart, and my truck drove away. It took 2 seconds of not paying attention.